All right, guys, this is Koala Prep English. There is a game board on the floor, and this game board applies to all 4 different classrooms. The classrooms each have different levels. So let me show you real quick. This classroom is for the alphabet. And the instructions for the game board is right here. Roll the dice and name the color. Guess the first letter of that color. So I would say roll the dice, and maybe if I land on red, I'm going to ask the student to guess red if that it starts with letter R, or orange with letter O. So you're kind of practicing phonics of the first letter of the word. This classroom is word families. So roll the dice, name a word in the matching word family. So if I roll the dice and I land on blue, let's say, then I will find this matching blue sticky, and I'm going to think of an ET word, maybe jet or let or bet, but I'm just going to try to name one. It's okay if they end up repeating them as they go through the game board. Letter blends, roll the dice, name a word with the letter blend. So if I roll the dice and I land on purple, then I have to think of a CR word. Crayon, crazy, crate, so some CR words. And then if they have trouble, you can help them. They could even go up to the classroom to look on the wall at some of the examples. So this room is sentences. Roll the dice, make up a sentence with the word. So that's pretty self-explanatory because in this classroom you talk about how to make a sentence with a subject, a verb. Let's see. All right, so I would say I like pizza, or you go to school, or something like that. All right, so let's go back to the ABC classroom. On the wall of this classroom, I have the uppercase letters here, and then I have matching words that start with that letter, all in lowercase. So I could say like, all right, we're focusing on A, B, and C today. Can we find the words that start with these letters? Or I can just bring them up here and we'll just talk about apple, and you can point to each letter. B is for bear. C is for cat. So I'm just going to drag these back down here. You just click on them and drag them across. You can also, as you're clicking, see how I drag this and it's kind of anywhere. If I hit shift, it starts to go in a specific spot. Then it's locked to the block. So it's like grid matching. Okay, so over here we have the vowels and the lowercase letters. So you could even spell something or you can drag it down. What I would like to do is do some matching. So maybe bring over, like you could bring it to this wall, some uppercase letters or capital letters, whatever you prefer to call them, and then ask them to drag the matching lowercase letters, probably just a few at a time. All right, so that's just a quick example of what you can do in there. In the word families classroom, I understand how this might look confusing. So here you have AT, that's that part of the word, and then I have 4 examples of what you could place here. So it's just practicing sounding out these words in this word family. Hat, bat, rat. So the point is to, or the purpose is to move these letters down and sound them out. You could get a little silly with it and just let them bring, I have students that ended up just kind of bringing the J over here. Even if they're making up words, it's still good practice for them to be sounding out the words. So same thing over here, hot, job, and you can make different games with it too. All right, to the next classroom. Letter blends, similar concept, except for this one, I just have specifically 2 or 3 letter blends, and they are just stuck up right next to the word that they're supposed to go to. So block, brush, clam, click and drag. That's all that you do there. So for this wall of words, I have all of those words over here. And then for this wall of words, I have all of those words over here. So you can do what you want with them. Sometimes I will have students assigned to separate walls, or sometimes we'll work through them together. I think it just helps for students to be able to be moving around in here, doing like the dragging of these words. So you drag it onto the dots. The number of dots are going to tell you how many letters are in that letter blend. So I actually did that wrong. This one goes over here, splash. Sometimes I have students that just need a little bit more help, and I will separate so that they can sound it out a little bit easier. And let's focus with your cursor, splash. But I've had a lot of success with some troubled readers. I don't want to say troubled, but just not completely interested in sounding things out in our normal teaching tactics. Sentences. All right, so for sentence building, I have my who, my does, my what, and my how. It's color matching. I like to play, and I'm really excited about it, so I'm going to use an exclamation mark. So you just use that as you like. All right, let's see. So over here, there are a bunch of different like sight words, and then you can, read them. You can read just the red ones, or we can focus on the yellow ones. We can look for ones that are only 2 letters. Over here, I have 1 letter, 2 letter, 3 letter, and 4 letter. So I'll ask the student to drag over the 1 letter sight words, and we'll practice on those. The 2 letter ones, 3 letters, or 4 letter ones. So a big perk of these activities is kind of letting the students have a little bit of control over the lesson. We're still learning, we're still having fun, but it's really like putting the ball in their court. You go ahead and, choose these things or decide what we're going to do, and we're still having fun, we're still learning. So make your own sentence. You can click it or make your own stickies and choose the who, what, and how. And then over here we have the example. So I would start here and kind of teach I, you, we, they like. He, she likes. So in this, with the he and she and also it, we add the S. All right, so those are just some examples. There's a lot of different things you can do with it. Down here is like a little racetrack, road you can play with. These are good brain breaks. If you're in this space and you're trying to do as much learning as you can, I try to make some good brain break areas where you can go down below. I like this one because it looks like a pool where you jump off the diving board. And then over here is a maze. So that is it. Let me know if you have any questions. You can also just use this as a template and put your own words or whatever you're working on in here. That's it. Enjoy.